What's up, everybody? It is your boy JB, and we are here for another live review of Basketball Wives. This is season 10. This is episode number 15, I believe it is, you guys. This episode was actually a good episode. So when you guys come in to the live, please like the live. And if you are watching the replay, like the video and leave your comments in the comment section below. Now, before I do, just go ahead and get into this. We're gonna do what we do every single week, every single review. If you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing this video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us discuss Basketball Wives, shall we? All right, you guys. So this episode, we see Brandy and Duffy. So they're working out with each other. Mind you, they got on a face full of makeup, right? So they talk about the party that Brooke, nope, Duffy threw for Brooke last week. Brooke is going through this separation, this divorce with her husband. They talk about how they think Brooke really enjoyed herself with the party, and then they also talk about the fact that Jackie had came up to um Brandy, and she was talking to Brandy about having talking to Malaysia, and we'll get into that a little bit later in the episode. So then also Brandy was telling Duffy that when she walked away and left Malaysia and Brandy sitting there, that Malaysia had asked her, basically, did you talk to Gennaro about, anything? And, in last week's episode, she definitely said no, that she didn't talk to Gennaro about, anything because she doesn't talk to Gennaro any more than she talks to Malaysia. So then Brandy also asked Duffy the question of, so when are you and Iman going to get married? So Duffy says that, before she and Iman get married, she wants to make sure that they're ready for it. And I was sitting here thinking to myself, y'all, are y'all ready for it? Y'all have been engaged for some time now and y'all have a daughter. Y'all are well past ready to get married. But okay, if that's what she says, that's how she feels. That's how she feels, right? So then she tells Brandy that she's gonna set up a date night with Iman, and maybe they'll have another baby. So then we see Brooke, and Brooke is meeting up with her dad. Now, I will say when I was watching this scene with Brooke, I was kind of confused, and I'll tell you guys why I was confused in just a minute. So Brooke is meeting up with her dad, and she's talking to her dad about the situation with her husband cheating on her, and she's talking about the fact that she is, going through with the divorce process, and that she has tattoos. I think she said she has his initials tattooed on her ring finger, and I think she has his last name tattooed on her above her breast. So she's looking to get those tattoos removed. Now, when she was talking about her dad and his wife's about how they stuck out their relationship, I was kind of confused. Was she saying that her dad had cheated on his wife and that they were trying to stick out the relationship? Like that part I was kind of confused about. But like I said, she's telling her dad she's gonna get the tattoo removal. Honestly, this is a reason why I don't typically get only people's names that I have tattooed on my body is my mom, my name, and my grandmother's name. It's got to be family because I'm just not. I don't think I could put someone, even if we get married. I just don't know if I could put somebody's name on my body. That's permanent for me. And even with some of the tattoos that I have, some of them I've gotten over the years, and I'm not the biggest fan of them today, right? Like I have a tattoo on my neck, and it's my mom's name, but I'm not the biggest fan of that tattoo. Like I was 20 years old when I got the tattoo. My mom told me not to get the tattoo, and almost, I got it when I was 20 years old, so I'm about to be 34 this year. So almost 14 years later, I wish I had listened to my mom when I got that tattoo. So next up, we see Duffy. Not yeah, we see Duffy and Jackie meeting up with each other, right? So they're at a shoe store with each other. So Jackie is talking to Duffy about the conversation that she previously had with Malaysia and with British. Remember, British was telling her how the ladies feel that Jackie butts into all of their business, which she does. I don't know why Jackie finds that so hard to believe that she butts into the women's business. I mean, if the shoe fits, wear it. So she asked Duffy, like, is that something that you said? And Duffy was like, well, you do have a point of butting into our businesses. So again, if the shoe fits, wear it. So then Jackie told Duffy about the situation with British, saying that she's bored. Now, do I believe that Jackie is bored? Not necessarily. I think Jack no, I think Jackie just likes to insert. I think Jackie is one of those people who feels like she has to be a peacemaker or whatever. I think that's what it is, but I don't necessarily find Jackie to be someone that is bored. I want you guys to get in the live chat or the comments and tell me what you guys think about that. Do you guys think that Jackie is bored? Let me know and we'll discuss it, right? So then Jackie tells what's her name? Duffy that she wants to have a ponderosa. She also, but actually before that, she told Duffy about the situation with Jennifer and Malaysia, how Jennifer was on the phone. Malaysia ended up hanging up the phone in Jennifer's face, right? So then Jackie tells her she wants to do a ponderosa. And, Duffy was like, what is a ponderosa? And Jackie has been saying ponderosa for years. I don't think Jackie knows what the definition of ponderosa is. And honestly, I mean, I've heard ponderosa, but I don't know what a ponderosa is myself. So I'm gonna actually Google the definition of a ponderosa because I'm so curious about it. So ponderosa, a tall, slender pine tree, the most widespread conifer of Western North America, planted for timber and as an ornamental. That's what a ponderosa is? A tree? So Jackie wants to have a tree? I'm gonna need Jackie to Google what ponderosa means because she's using it. Ponderosa is Jackie uses the word ponderosa as a way to say a gathering, but that's not what a ponderosa is. But okay, Jackie, I'm gonna I'm gonna let you have that. But a ponderosa is a tree. Just want you to know that a ponderosa is a tree. So the next thing we see is with Jennifer and British the criminal, right? So it's really interesting when you think about this season, the second half of this season, because if you think about the first half, all of the ladies in the first half, most of the ladies in the first half of the season had an issue with Malaysia, but now we come into the second half of the season and they're not really having issues with Malaysia, so to speak, right? And the people who it's kind of vice versa, it's kind of flip flop. Like the people who had issues with her in the first half of season 10 don't have issues with her, I guess you would say. But now the people who did have issues with her don't. So in the first half of season 10, Jen didn't have all this energy for Malaysia that she has now, right? Now, granted, I do get that you can feel a way about being disrespected and her hanging up the phone in your face. I'm absolutely okay with feeling disrespected. I'm not going to sit here and say you shouldn't feel disrespected because you should, because she hung up in your face, right? But for Jennifer to say that, she's with all the smoke, I'm like, Jennifer, you're not with the smoke. You're not a fighter. You are someone like Candace Dillard Bassett from Real Housewives of Potomac. You use your words, not your hands. Like, let's remember the time you got smacked by Evelyn's friend and then Evelyn who jumped over the table at you, Malaysia who threw a table at you. So you're not a fighter. So when she says, if she wants to smoke, she got to smoke. I'm like, no, you don't. So Jennifer is talking about how livid she is that Malaysia hung up the phone on her, and she has an issue with that. And like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, you can't have an issue with that," because 100% that is something that's very disrespectful. So I'm not gonna knock her. I'm not gonna shame her, shade her, or anything of the sorts. My thing is, it feels like it feels like you're not in front of Malaysia's face, and you're just throwing, basically throwing shit to the wall to see what sticks, right? So Jennifer then tells um British that the house that Malaysia had in Atlanta, she don't have a house anymore. And so British was like, but she got businesses. Now, this is one thing that Jennifer said that I have been saying for quite some time now. When it comes to Malaysia's businesses, because Malaysia has had multiple businesses on this show. She's had that betting line, she's had the jewelry line. Like Malaysia's had a lot of businesses, but when I think about Malaysia's businesses, like, is she really making any money from those businesses? No shade to her. Like when I think about Malaysia, when I think about her, I'm like, the only thing that I believe that Malaysia really has income from is this show, and there's nothing wrong with that. But as far as her businesses outside of Basketball Wives, I've just never heard anything about them. I mean, season one, we heard about her with the jewelry line, and I think that was the last time we heard anything. Then season three of Basketball Wives LA, she came with the betting line, and you never heard anything else from that. So, and now, I don't follow Malaysia on Instagram or any social media, so I can't sit here and say, well, I see her, promoting her businesses on social media, because I don't follow any of the cast members from Basketball Wives. So, if you guys know anything about Malaysia's businesses, let me know in the comments and in the live chat. Have you guys purchased any of her jewelry? Do you guys know anything about her? Have you guys purchased any of her bedding? Let me know. Now, back to what Jennifer was saying. I didn't agree with Jennifer when she put out the business that Malaysia, lost her home. And then in her interview with the producer, she was kind of smug, so to speak. Like, I have a home in LA, unlike Malaysia. And, I've heard from more than one person that she's lost her home. And it's almost as if Jennifer was gloating about the fact that Malaysia might not have her home in Atlanta. I mean, the woman has kids. That's not something that I would even joke about or laugh about, somebody not having a home. I just think that's kind of disgusting to me. And this is the side of Jennifer that I don't like. This is the Jennifer that I'm not fond of. This Jennifer right here reminded me of Jennifer from season two of Basketball Wives, when it came down to the Tammy situation. Again, we talked about this in the first live that I did of Basketball Wives. I know Jen was saying she's never saw a food stamp, but it just reminds me of when Tammy came on this show and how they looked their noses down at Tammy when Tammy joined Basketball Wives. So, in the live chat or in the comments, let me know what you guys thought about this scene. So then the next scene that we got is we have Duffy. So Duffy has decided that she wanted to make dinner for Iman. So he brings up them getting married. And Duffy is talking about the fact that she's nervous and she wants for this marriage to be till death do us part, because she's gotten married, younger. Now, I wasn't aware of that, but you guys know that when it comes to Basketball Wives, I haven't been heavily into Basketball Wives. I haven't watched. I've been off and on with Basketball Wives. So Duffy's first season, I didn't watch it, so I don't know too much about her. So I didn't know she was previously married, and she's divorced. So then she tells Iman that that they are just not there at this point, and I'm like, how are y'all not? Again, how are y'all not there when once again you two have a child together? You have a child together. You live together. Y'all have the makings of a whole family. Mine now, I will say marriage isn't for everybody, right? It's not for everybody, but in this particular instance, he proposed to you and you accepted the proposal. So obviously, so marriages in your cars, marriages in the future for you and Iman. So I'm just kind of confused when she says that they're not there yet. I just don't understand what she means that we're not there yet. Y'all are well past the time of being there. So then she was talking to him about, when they first got together, she liked his drive and his ambition, but she feels like over time that drive and that ambition has kind of dwindled and gone down. And he felt a way about that because he was like, that's not the case. And for me with Duffy, I think it was her choice of words, right? You can say things in so many different ways. And you didn't have to say that you feel like his drive, his ambition, his determination, or whatever you want to say isn't there. You could have said, babe, when we got together, you were doing this, you were hustling, trying to do this. You could have thrown out suggestions to him. But and he got upset, and I'm not mad that he got upset because it did feel like she was really just coming down on him. But I want you guys to tell me what you guys think about that situation, and we're gonna move forward. So then the next scene we got is Brooke. So remember earlier I told you guys that Brooke was going to go do some tattoo removal. So she's doing a consultation for the tattoo removal. So she has the criminal, aka British, with her, and Brandy, right? So this is one, like I was just saying earlier, this is part of the reason why I just stick with getting my family members' names who I know I love, and we will never have an issue in life. That's why I get my family's names tattooed on me, like my mama and my grandmother. So the guy tells her how many rounds she would have to go through to get the tattoos fully removed, right? So they start the first round for her. So then at one point Brandy was asking her, basically with her removing her tattoos, and if her husband sees it, how will he feel? What do you think he's going to think about that? And I was really on Brooke's side, like, why should she care what he thinks and feels? This man stepped outside of their marriage and cheated on, had an extramarital affair. So why should Brooke care anything about his feelings? He obviously didn't care about her feelings enough to keep his dick in his pants and not sex other women. So Brooke, I mean not Brooke, but Brandy really kind of annoyed me in this particular moment. And I'm gonna tell you guys why she annoyed me. Like, I know that Brandy stuck it out with Jason, right? And Jason cheated on her with God knows how he told her like what over 100 women. And if she wanted to stay in her marriage, that's fine. And I feel like when it comes to Brandy, I feel like Brandy is doing a little bit of projection. I feel like it's like, oh, well, I stayed in my marriage with Jason, even though Jason was cheating on me. So if I stayed, you should stay in your marriage. And that's not how life works. Like, if she doesn't want to be in a marriage with the man, she does not have to stay in that marriage. Why stay in a why like this is like um how I talk about on Love at the Lockup with Monique. If you don't feel like you can trust your partner, and you have to do the things that Monique is doing, like going through his stuff, if you can't trust your partner, there is no reason in this world for you to be with that person. So do you and that person a favor and end the relationship. Like, I just didn't like it that I felt like Brandy was trying to tell Brooke to stay in a marriage, even though she might not be happy, she might not trust the man, but you trying to tell her to stay in the marriage, and I just didn't agree with that. So then British tells them about Jackie being mad at them because she told Jackie that, they all feel that Jackie really just butts into their business, and she does. So then she plays the voice recording of Jackie. And when Duffy, I mean, not Duffy, but when British played that voice recording, I was like, oh my God, this sounds like a horror movie. Like, I would be terrified to go to this Ponderosa that Jackie is holding. Like, absolutely not. she would send me that as a voice memo. I would tell Jackie I respectfully decline because I don't know what you're gonna do to me, sis. Like I have absolutely no idea what you're gonna do to me. So then British also told Brandy and Brooke about her meeting up with Jen and the fact that Jen has said that Malaysia's house, she no longer owns, she lost her home. This is one of the reasons why I couldn't do reality TV because I just don't like the whole let's go tell, like, if someone says something about me, let me go tell other people before I then come back to this person. Like, I just don't like that. That's kind of fake to me that y'all all know what Jennifer has said about her and she is none the wiser. Like, I don't like that. I just think that's a little fake and phony to me. But I want you guys to tell me what you think. But for me, it just comes off fake and phony. And so then we move over to Jackie's Ponderosa. So we're at the end of the episode, you guys. So Jackie's Ponderosa. Once again, Jackie, I want you to learn what a ponderosa is. A ponderosa is a tree. Jackie is the most extra person I've ever saw on one of the most extra people I've ever saw on reality TV. So Jackie, I don't know if they're at a warehouse or what, but Jackie's has his ponderosa set up. So I didn't know that. Now I had no idea that Jackie had a clothing line. Tacky Jackie got a clothing line. Yeah. Who's buying that? If you look at Jackie's fashions on this show, why would you buy anything from Jackie? So Jackie has the clothing line, she has fans. Now, I've noticed with every episode we see Jackie actually has one of those fans in her hand. So I'm wondering, is it like, is she promoting it or is she, going through the change? No shade to her, but I just wonder if she's promoting it or if she's just going through the change, right? She got the clothing, she got the Bassard cognac, she got the fans, she got everything there. All of her businesses, she is there to basically, she was just there to promote it. Because I'm like, are you trying to show off to the women or are you trying to show off to the cameras? Like, it was given one of the two, right? So Malaysia was the first one there. Then all the other ladies started to show up. And at one point, Jackie, she left out of the building. And when she left out of the building, they were still sitting there. She came back in. Jackie really thinks she's like the Godfather. She feels like this is the mafia. It's really interesting when you think about Jackie Christie, but she is a hoot and a character. She's not my favorite person, but I think that sometimes she can come off quite funny, right? So Duffy is talking to Malaysia, and she's telling Malaysia that she had a conversation with Iman and it didn't go well, right? And that, oh, actually, I missed the whole scene, you guys. My bad. So let me go back. So Malaysia and Duffy at one point in this episode, they met up to do yoga. One thing I am noticing with the ladies is that they wear a lot of makeup when they go work out. Every scene that they are in, they are wearing makeup, right? Now, this scene with Malaysia and with Duffy, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. It gave me very fake, right? Because if we go back to the first half of season 10, Duffy, for quite some time, had an issue. She always, every time everybody would talk about Malaysia and Brandy making up with each other, she would always have an issue with it. But now she's meeting up with Malaysia. She's having conversations with Malaysia. And, Malaysia told her about the conversation with Brandy that, she had asked her if she talked to her ex-husband and she said no. And that was it, right? So then Duffy is telling her that she wants for Brandy and Malaysia to get closer. And I was like, but in the first half of this season, you had a whole issue with it. Like, it's given flip flopper. So then Duffy also told her about the conversation that she had with Iman and how she needs to apologize to him. And Malaysia was like, maybe it's your choice of words, which I absolutely agree with that. I think it was Duffy's choice of words. I think she used a terrible choice of words to have the conversation with him. So that's that scene. So now let's get back over to this Ponderosa with Jackie. So the Ponderosa, Brooke, she's telling the ladies that she is in fact going to be getting a good divorce from her husband. And like I was saying a few minutes ago, it just feels like to me, I don't know if it's a misery like loves company situation with Brandy, because it seems like Brandy is really advocating for her to stay in a situation that she knows is over. If the woman does not want, again, I'm gonna reiterate, if you're not happy in your marriage, if you don't feel like you can trust your spouse, what's the purpose in you staying in the relationship? Like, that's pointless to me. Why stay in a loveless, trustless, you lost a lack of trust for your husband or wife. What's the purpose in staying in that situation? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So I just didn't understand it when I don't understand why Brandy, it feels like Brandy really wants her, Brooke, that is, to do what she did with her relationship with Jason. Again, not everybody is going to be like you, Brandy. You chose to stay with Jason. For what reason? I still absolutely do not know what reason Brandy chose to stay with her husband, but she chose to stay with him, and that is on her. But for my thing is, again, Brooke is not one of my favorites on this show. Actually, nobody is my favorite on this show. But if Brooke knows that she wants to get a divorce from him, she wants to get the tattoos removed, and you're her friend, be a supportive friend. Don't be like, well, did you think about this? Did you think about that? Da 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 da. No, don't do that. So after that, Jackie made her grand entrance, and it was very interesting to say the least, right? Again, Jackie feels, I feel like when it comes to Jackie thinks that she is like the godfather, the mob boss of basketball wives. I do believe that when it comes to Jackie does come from a good place with the ladies. She wants the ladies to get along. But if they say no once, leave it at that. You don't have to keep pushing, right? So she asked the ladies, do they think that she butts into their business? So she starts up with Brandy, and Brandy said yes. And they roll all the footage of Jackie being in a business. And I'm like, Jackie, you know that you're in their business. So it's just interesting. You know that you're in their business. You're intrusive. Again, do I think Jackie means well when she tries to get the ladies together? Absolutely. But if they're not at the point where they want to sit down with each other, have a conversation with each other, you can't force the situation. And I think that's what it is. Jackie tries to force the situation with the ladies to sit down, to talk to each other, to have the conversations. I feel like these conversations will go really bad, right? So she started crying at one point, and I was looking like, girl, why are you crying? So then she told the ladies, like, I hear what y'all are saying, right? She tells them she hears what they're saying, but then she decides that she wants to go one step further and try to play peacemaker with Malaysia and Jennifer. So she brings up the fact that, she had a conversation with British, and British said that, Jennifer said some not so nice things about Malaysia. And they were like, Jackie, you're doing it again. You're trying to have these two have a conversation with each other. And so they had a conversation. Jennifer, the interesting thing about Jennifer is it felt like for me, Jennifer had a battery in her back. And I was thinking the same thing that Brandy said in her interview. Girl, she threw a table at you the last time, and y'all sitting at a table. You probably gonna be wearing all that stuff on you, but she wasn't by the end of the scene. So she told Malaysia, she told Duffy, I mean not Duffy, but Bridge that you dead to me, and she's like, oh, I'm dead to you. Good. Like she now Malaysia was being took it literal, but girl, she was saying like, I don't rock with you, I don't fuck with you. You good, and we good, right? So they were like, but y'all were once friends with each other. What's the issue? And Malaysia was like, we were friends, but I think she said like she burned her or something. So they like, well, what happened? And she said, I don't want to talk about it. Like she don't talk about me. I don't talk about her. And I'm cool. I'm cool with that as well, right? If you don't talk about me, I don't talk about you. So then Jennifer, with this battery on her back, right? Jennifer decided that she just wanted to go ahead and spill the tea. And I was actually with Jackie and all the other ones, everybody else like, damn, this ain't got nothing. This is Malaysia's business. So she told Malaysia that her home in Atlanta got foreclosed on. Now, I want to say this, like, Jennifer, what is it your business if her home in Atlanta got foreclosed on? It's not your house. So why are you concerned about her? Like, I don't concern myself with people who, one, I don't fuck with and I ain't cool with. If somebody comes to me and say, "Oh, did you hear about such and such and such and such?" I'm like, I don't care. Like, keep that, do whatever. If you want to hold on to that and use it against them, you do that. But I personally, I don't care about that person. I don't care for anything. I don't wish anything negative against them or ill will on them. But I don't need to hear about their lives. Like, you good, we good, I'm good, right? So that's my whole thing with Jennifer. First of all, you didn't have to bring it up at the table because I feel like you did that basically to embarrass that woman. That's really what I feel like you did that for, to embarrass Malaysia. And like I've said over the last few seasons, well, over this last season, Malaysia's not my favorite person. But I don't, again, like I just said a few minutes ago, I don't wish nothing ill, I don't wish no ill will or negativity on people, right? So I just thought that was a little tacky and classless to say that in front of all the women that her home foreclosed on. Like, my thing that I go back to is, what did you get from that? Did that make you feel good to blast this woman? If it did, then there's something wrong with you, Jennifer. I really got to say that there's something wrong with you if you got any pleasure out of saying that this woman's home is foreclosed on. But that's the episode, you guys. Be sure to like the video, leave your comments in the comment section below, you guys. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and I will catch you guys for the next live. So I feel like we will go live this Saturday afternoon for Life After Lockup. We are back for a brand new season. And if the episode, so I did leave a post in the community wall, and I see a lot of you guys have voted. So I think what we'll do is we will go live on Saturday for Life After Lockup. And I will be back later this week. So today is Monday. So we will have so everything else this week will be pre-recorded until Saturday. So I'm going to get caught back up on Growing Up Hip Hop. So I hope to be caught up on Growing Up Hip Hop by Thursday. So I should have a review for you guys on Thursday for Growing Up Hip Hop. We'll be back this week with Sisters, and we'll be back tomorrow with The Oval. So everything else, we're back with all the shows, you guys, but I will catch you guys in the next one. So until then, you guys, please stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I will catch you guys in the next one. I'll see you guys in the next live Saturday. And then after that, we'll be back a week from today for the next episode of Basketball Wives. Bye, guys.